It's December 17th, 2018, 3:45 p.m. Happy Monday. Hope you don't have a case of the Mondays. Alright, let's go back a little bit. So I started working about 2-ish, and it was this idea that I wasn't really in love with it. It kind of had a little bit of a cliche in it. I kind of liked the way I was using it, and it was like it was good enough for me, but it wasn't killer, you know? It just didn't knock off my own socks, you know? But I was okay with it. I was drawing it. The thing is, most of my clients probably would have ran it, and I still might finish it, you know, even though I'm not super duper in love with it. And then about close to 5, this idea hit me, and I don't know why. I don't even know how I got it. I was pouring my 3rd cup of coffee, and just ding, 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 and I sat and thought about it because the other one I had just, it was mostly drawn. Well, not really mostly drawn. It was I had lettered the whole thing, and it was rough. I did spend close to 2 hours on it though, so that was weird. But then I put it aside to start on this one. Because I just liked it too much. I just liked the idea. And the funny thing is, I think that I put aside a cartoon that most of my clients will run for a cartoon that most of them will not. Editors are scared of things like swastikas, you know. Go figure. But I knew, if nothing else, at the very least, it would probably do okay on social media. People will freak out there and just go hog wild over it. And I was right. Within an hour, this thing had 500 shares on Facebook. Twitter is a lot slower. Can't tell you how well it's doing on Instagram. Instagram doesn't really do that great for me. But drawing this thing, just Stephen Miller and the way it worked out, I was afraid I was gonna like spend an hour drawing his caricature, but all of that happened in like 2 minutes. Now drawing the swastikas, this took an hour and 14 minutes. So for like the next 6 minutes, you're gonna see nothing but me drawing swastikas. I thought I might have to cut some of it out, but I thought at 11 minutes and 48 seconds, you can deal with it. You can do it. Watch me draw swastikas. Someone on Twitter tweeted at me that they feel my pain for having to draw the swastikas, and I told them to wait for the video. It's going to have about 7 minutes of nothing but me drawing swastikas. You know, after the whole time-lapse thingy. But yeah, Stephen Miller, other than, which is really weird because he's Jewish, but he really loves Nazi-type stuff. And I mean, he's not walking around, you know, goose-stepping and howling. But he loves that white supremacy, you know, and he's xenophobic. He wants Donald Trump to be a dictator. The president's authority will not be questioned. Anybody that says that should not have a job in the White House. But he's like the architect of all the most racist policies, from the Muslim ban to stuff that we do with immigrants, you know, and he's probably behind a lot of like the child separation. He's probably all down with that. But then he went on CBS's Face the Nation the other day and to advocate for the border wall and about how Donald Trump is willing to shut down the border. I mean, the government for border security. Which, first off, okay, and he talked about, I'll get back to the first off in a second, and then he talked about how Democrats had a choice between, you know, border security or and support the wall, or just or they got to be in favor of legal immigration. See, that's the thing, the dogma. You can be for a strong border and be against the wall, because the wall is useless. It's not going to work. It's stupid, and it's not going to happen. Stephen Miller would have a full head of hair he would have a big ass nappy afro before that wall was constructed. And I honestly believe that if we ever do actually build a wall, which we won't, that it will be a stain on our nation, just like equal to slavery and the internment of Japanese Americans. And someday a more enlightened United States will tear it down, and there will be a huge celebration. But yeah, about that hair. For some reason, Stephen Miller had an advancing hairline when he went on CBS's Face the Nation, and everyone pointed out that it just looked like the guy had some spray on hair. I mean, this guy's hairline starts like in the center of his head, like at the top of his head. But for some reason, he had like a massive widow's peak that made Eddie Munster go, damn! You know, it was just ridiculous looking. And it was like a different color than his natural hair. And it looked like a different texture too. It just looked really stupid. And so a lot of people couldn't really focus on his argument of the border wall because they were too distracted by his hair. You know, I mean, maybe that was the idea. Hey, go on CBS and look like a recalled chia pet. So, yeah, as I said before, you get to watch me draw swastikas all day long, all day long. So I when I first started the swastikas, I did the shape of the peak. And as you saw, and that took 13 minutes to do that part. And then when I did the second part, I didn't take a break, and I kept it with one video. In case you don't know, all of these are like videos put together, so I had to take breaks, you know. So when that one was done, I saw that it was an hour and a minute. So I pretty much sat at my table for an hour. Drawing swastikas. It really helps whenever you're gonna do something without lifting your head from the drawing board or the screen or whatever you're drawing, is to put on the headphones and play some music. And I remember for this, I was listening to the Pixies because they're still kind of stuck in my head. Where is my mind? Can't remember what else I was listening to. Oh yeah, let's do some shins. So, alright, shout outs. Got a little time. Today's 11:48. Longer than normal, but you know, I decided to just keep it all in here. I could have edited out maybe the first swastika, I don't know, but anyway, you have to live with it. If you want to fast forward a little bit, that's fine with me, but you're going to miss a shout out. Of course, we always got to give a shout out to Ariel whenever she comes in. And now we actually talk about the other border issue, or about the border issue from another cartoon. I'm reading her comment. Leave behind. So, threatening to tear families apart isn't stopping people from trying to immigrate because it's better than poverty, almost sure death in their home countries. And that is the point. You know, people are not coming here because they think it's just going to be such an easy life. They think they're going to live, survive when they come here. I think most people would prefer to stay in their own countries. I really do. I know that we think that we're the end all be all of the world, but most people would rather stay in their home countries. Most people want to stay where they grew up, where they live, where everything they know and everyone they know lives, you know, where they have a support system and stuff. Most people in the United States don't move very far from where they were raised. You know, they don't. Out of all my siblings, I'm the only one who moved far away from home. My older sister moved like 90 miles, and she thinks that, well, look how far I moved away. I'm so independent. No, you're not. But then again, she's stupid. And you know what? I don't think she's gone farther than like 300 miles in the last 20 years. So, hell, last 30 years. And my older brother still lives in my hometown. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just what most people do. So my entire family never really understood me. They freaked out when I moved to Hawaii. When I got a divorce, my mom asked me if I wanted to move back home. You want to come back? Come back home, live in Louisiana? Nope. Alright, more shout outs to Robert Coutinho. My mom wants to know if I want to go and live in her garage. I was like 30 years old. Didn't think about that for a second. Love my mom, but nope. Robert Coutinho specified he did not have enough information to determine if DHS, Border Patrol, or whomever was at fault, but they are, in fact, at fault. And now I remember what cartoon we're talking about. We're talking about the cartoon with the water bottle, which was 2 cartoons ago. And yeah, the last video, no political stuff, just weird. But I came back with a vengeance, didn't I? Yeah, that red was too red. I don't know if I recorded me fixing that. Did I? I don't think I did. Did I? No, I didn't. That's the JPEG. No, it's not. I'm looking there. Had to tweak the hair a little bit. Had to fix that little white spot there. Yeah. Yep, then I changed it. I did not record me changing that. Or else it would have been like 2 seconds longer. It's coming by. There's your cartoon full of Steve Miller's big scary head and swastika. He does look kind of like a alien bug, doesn't he? Even in real life, it's kind of hard for a caricature to do that guy any justice because he is just so freaking ugly. You know, kind of like Ted Cruz's face. He's got a punchable face too. Thanks for coming by. Leave a comment. You will get a shout out on the next video. And please click the red button. If you do, you'll get nothing. Bye.